Oh, what's this? It's just another notice from my doctor that I'm overdue for my colonoscopy. And that reminds me of the new book I want to share with you. Now relax. There are many things I'll do for this website, but one thing I will never do is have a colonoscopy on video. But the book I want to share is called The Sociopath Next Door by clinical psychologist and author Martha Stout. Martha works to heal the trauma of those who have suffered psychological abuse. One of the things that really shocked me in her book is that she said approximately 1 out of 25 people are sociopaths. So that means if you know 100 people, which I'm sure you do, you know 4 sociopaths. To put that in perspective, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say that the rate of colon cancer in the United States is alarmingly high at about 40 cases diagnosed per 100,000 people. Put more succinctly, Martha says, there are more sociopaths among us, 100 times as many people who are sociopaths as people diagnosed with a known scourge such as colon cancer. Martha's work seeks to heal the trauma caused by human perpetrators, sometimes sociopathic strangers, but quite often family members, colleagues at work, extended friends and family. It was really sad for me to realize that the sociopaths causing havoc in our lives, well, may be people in our own photo albums. So what I'd like to do in the rest of this video is define the sociopathic personality, share 6 signs or signals that someone may be a sociopath, and then talk a little bit about what you can do to protect yourself. Most sociopaths are not mass murderers. They're not criminals in the formal sense. They're not in jail. They're free in society, living, working around you and I. We're afraid to confront them for fear of their power over us, or possibly because we feel sorry for them and feel responsible for their actions. It's a rough, wild road, living, working, or being friends with a sociopath. So let's talk about 6 common traits to recognize. The first is charm. She is so seductive and she has charisma and she can get others to do what she wants. A next common trait is irresponsibility. He refuses to accept responsibility for his actions or acknowledge that his actions caused painful consequences for others. The pity play is the one that Dr. Stout says is the most reliable sign of a sociopath. It's her ability to make other people feel sorry for her. This goes along with great acting ability and tears on demand. To quote Dr. Stout, a sociopath who is about to be cornered will turn suddenly into a piteous, weeping figure who no one in good conscience could continue to pressure. Another common trait is lack of empathy. She just doesn't get the emotions of others. And finally, the desire to control. A sociopath fights boredom constantly because without the emotional connection with people, his life has no meaning or depth. He plays games to manipulate, to control, to win over others. And that game, that sense of control, is what energizes him and relieves his boredom. Now that we know more about sociopaths, what should we do? Dr. Stout says there's no effective treatment because a sociopath is quite satisfied with his or her life. She sees no reason to change. So I just give a few common sense reminders. Don't try to get him to understand the pain he caused you. Remember, there's no empathy, so he can't relate. And similarly, don't try to reason based on a reference point of right and wrong, because without a sense of conscience, she really doesn't care. So get help for yourself. Spend time with safer, healthier people. It's a great world, a lot of beautiful people, and you'll be amazed how making intentional choices to spend time with healthy people will improve your life. So a tiny ray of hope. Dr. Stout says that global sociopaths typically come to no good end, and that's usually the case for the more local ones as well. So I'd like to read you a quote from her book. Contrary to what seems to be a regular popular belief, acting ruthlessly does not, in the end, bring you more than your fair share of the good things in life. Make some good choices, enjoy the blessings and gifts that you have, and seek healing and awareness for yourself. I think journaling is a very important technique for that. So I'm thinking about offering a free webinar in the new year about the power of daily journaling. Something like, take dieting and weight loss off of your New Year's resolutions list and learn to journal instead. What do you think? If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube. Go over to Facebook and share or like. Choose health, choose empathy, choose a conscience-driven life, and live well, my friend.